The next person that's going to be on the microphone is somebody who is a poet and somebody who's also been doing security for us late night, every night in the cold, making sure that all the kids and all the mothers inside are safe. So let's give it up for Tongo.
Guided by teeth goes this country. There's a cow's mouth on the flag. A peculiar notepad holds street life dear, but the writer's not here. He's somewhere talking to tombstones about the good old days of splashing reborn water on his latest face, or wondering how his old gun doing in the afterlife. Wondering how much death trap is in those gas station hours. It gotta be $1 million a day on this concrete island. New engine in the moon, why it never goes down. I mean 72 straight hours of night, at least according to everyone's posture around here. 8:30 in the morning is really 30 minutes of closing. The city shuts down for a sleepy rat race, elevator shoe shuffle to the nearest heaven, laughing with rats the whole way up, there's scabs everywhere. In puddles of city, in concentrated schools, and TV lit warm rooms, the light reveals military fatigue when it hits just right on the ties that are wrapped around the necks of lazy white guys. Empire is too easy, baby. Chant at the walls all summer if you feel like it. Let's wait for a target to move and shooting back, running for a tree line made of freeways. Wisdom says against a war machine on Tuesday, you stand no chance. But may we be the last poor people to play it safe. Cow's mouth on the flag, a politician raises his hand, and the crowd shows their teeth. An oligarch raises his hand, and little kids are not safe outside. You're all high, depressed, and comrades in function. 15 minutes of closing and the city has survived another black rebellion. We just paying dues by trash fires, not just anybody can set. Hey, don't you love how deadly things whisper in the moment and people kill like feathers fall with everybody screaming inside? The writer knows that death is not a matter of dignity, rather humor. In a house that smells like roach races, nuclear percentages on torn stoves. I mean, here life never was. Just lazy matches and manic inhumanity, hands rushing away from life towards stoves. What we doing here? Surviving for no reason in particular. Because nobody gone far today. Nobody go far tomorrow. Trust me, hell and heaven cannot count. Strange gardens where secondhand clothes play. And concrete wishes to be human so that it could be accountable. When they find you drenched. And drains wish to be human so that they could be worthy arms for you to die in. They greet them all, grandson. Prepare for the day when every child is coming. Don't say we ghosts didn't write you a poem. Don't say we didn't dig your life. Remember the shotgun by the coat rack that everybody in the house knows how to use. Remember the tightrope made of needles for walking in between driveways and man-made best friends. Go ahead, grandson, tune the street again. Never mind, this country kills musicians first. Broken neck night, scarred neck life. If these walls could write lyrics, they say, what's your angle, angel eyes? 30 to 50 rounds pass by on the street with no daughters. This street has no sons, just young prisoners of war in a racist city that means to make capital, and we know so much. We know it all. We were stood against walls. Who's on the third cross around here? Cow's mouth, salivating over the street. And that is the story of why we aim at teeth. You know, capitalists eat until the world is blurry to them. These streets are made of saliva. And some people made of saliva too, they usually got on uniforms. While a crazy man spins round and round trying to make a record out of this mass production jungle, maybe I'll join him, count cash and cry. These streets are made of saliva, and white sheets are worn on a building in which kids are supposed to learn how to read well. White sheets on the highway too. Another mayor needs their head on the pike. One down is just one down, but you tell all this to the masses and your teacher will pipeline you. They told me I was jewelry. They told me this is jungle. Well, maybe not jungle, more like 50 machine guns planted in the ground. It's raining faces again in California. What does it say about heaven? What does it say about the people they killed? Waiting lines got so exhausted, 1 million minds dropped all these faces at once. If the fascists can read the lips of a giant talking in his sleep, we might as well make our demands in prison letters. Today was born the most important trigger finger in the world. Today I'll be gonna count down the pages between now and a pile of books by a tunnel. Chicago is gonna walk out of Chicago one day. Babies will drag street signs like old toys. Today the most important letter left prison. Babies will laugh at flags like faces that have disappeared. Maybe I'll join them. But for now, these streets are made of saliva, and we raise half full glasses to the basements that meant nothing, and the working poor who live there, we get shot. We get white sheets on California, where the kitchen table like to talk as much as the walls and romance on the porch consists of hard residing. I mean, in this picture, characters talk spit and know that they hard to kill. The kitchen table knows this. The porch is almost convinced that one down is just one down. This town is coming to town. A circus watching itself, half distracted, half suicidal, thrilled children dressed as cops, thrilled children preaching and policing and intaking and hiring and snatching your money. This town's coming to town with tough trademarks to follow. Today, I watch capitalism walk on water. And people play dead so that they could be part of a miracle. You know, I usually don't, I usually just say poems and walk away, you know, but I just want to say real quick, yeah, we tired, but we not, right? Because we're not going to turn down any opportunity to raise our kids in an act of resistance. to raise our kids in an act of self-determination, right? And for ourselves to live and transform ourselves in an act of resistance, in an act of self-determination, and say that, nah, we can put together just as much reality as any bourgeoisie, any ruling class, any pig, right? So that's what we're doing here, and that's what we need you all to keep coming back to. That's all we got going on here is just self-determination, okay? So I appreciate y'all time, and I hope to see all of you back over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And then, you know, and then once we're done with this, we can figure out what else they need to just give here. You know what I mean? All right.